Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. I am by myself today, but I felt there's a couple topics I could do and talk about by myself. Main one I saw going around lately has been why Brad Holmes hasn't been didn't address the defense as much in the off season, specifically the defensive line, right? And one main point I always point out to my dad and my uncle when they have brought that up is very much the fact that your defensive line last year was the only strong point that you had last year on your defense. Your secondary was the problem. They didn't really do much to address it in the offseason. They re-signed Bugs, right, and they drafted Martin, and that was their big moves basically on the defensive line. And neither one has really played this year. And you wouldn't have expected no James Houston to get hurt and have a fractured ankle basically, and is going to be out 2 months. You didn't expect that to happen. You didn't expect Hutchinson basically to be by himself on the defensive line. And that is what your problem has been. He has been basically held a lot. A lot of Lions fans say most of the time he's being held on the line. And it's pretty evident every now and then when you're watching the games that he is not breaking free as much as he did last year. You only have one sack, and it's not even from your defensive line. It's from Alex Anzalone, a linebacker. So it is pretty interesting to see going into this year compared to last year of how much the defensive line has really struggled as it was your strong point last year on your defense. Your secondary is supposed to be better this year, right? With what they got. And you got CJ, who's now hurt, which sucks. And he might be out for mostly the rest of the year. You have you signed Mosley, who's started out hurt, and that's not the best, right? But he should be back soon. Kirby Joseph is still on the team. He got a little hurt last game, but he did well last year, right? Cam Sutton doing all right so far. So for the most part, you are just struggling to start out the year. You're getting used to each other. It's kind of a weird thing that's going on defensively when you expected it to be better. And that's why I don't think Brad Holmes really thought about addressing the defensive line because the main worry was that secondary, and that's what he went and tried his best to fix. You're probably your linebacker core, as we thought going into the season, as your weakest spot, even though you had Anzalone, Rodriguez, right? You got Campbell in the draft. It still was kind of your weaker spot, and that seems to be probably what it looks like so far, your best spot, because secondary is all banged up now, so that makes you question necessarily what's going to happen. Hopefully, Tracy Walker can step in for CJ and got Branch stepping up too to make sure that secondary is at least going to be semi decent and not fall like it did last year. And then same thing when it comes down to your defensive line. Hopefully we can figure something out. I know a lot of people are talking about trading for somebody. I don't know if that's necessarily a good solution, right? I don't know if you want to go draft capital to go get Chase Young from Washington or try to talk to somebody else to try and get a defensive lineman off of them. But you're just going to have to go next man up. Bugs hasn't played yet. I don't know why they haven't wanted him to play. Hopefully, he can actually get in soon and show that he is capable of playing on this team. I know they kind of wanted the younger guys probably to play ahead of him, and he kind of missed a couple of weeks during training camp. So hopefully, all right, he can come in soon and help out. Otherwise, it's basically Broderick Martin right now. You're gonna have Broderick Martin and Bugs coming up and filling in the middle of that line and the outside because with Houston gone and then you having other plethora of injuries, you just gotta start applying a little bit of pressure on that line. And this week isn't going to be easy when you are facing Bijan and Atlanta's rushing attack. It's going to be difficult on the Lions this week. I don't think it's going to be an easy win for them if they are going to win. Um, and it's going to be a pretty interesting week overall watching that game and seeing what's going to happen involving their defense and how they adjust to all these injuries. Otherwise, it's going to be a struggle for a while. If they struggled this week against Atlanta, even though they have been playing real well, it's going to show you how much they're going to struggle the rest of the year until people come back from injuries. And CJ and Houston are out for a while. And even CJ might be the rest of the year. There's hope he comes back, but it's probably the rest of the year. So I'm not having hope that he's coming back. Hopefully he does, but ain't much hope in that he's coming back. And maybe you can just sign him for another 1 year prove it deal next year because he was doing well. He applied a lot of energy to the team and to the fan base, and that's stuff you need for the team. So hopefully something happens along the lines that he can stay maybe another year, to another prove it deal, and kind of just bolster that secondary and kind of just keep that energy going that we kind of lost when Jamal left. So that is the main thing when keeping that energy on the team. But like I said, I don't think it's against Brad Holmes, right? He didn't need to address the defensive line during the offseason because it was your strong point. With that being said, though, quick video here, right? If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Share the video. And until next time, I hope to see everybody soon.